Hey everyone, I hope you're taking it easy and your day has been great thus far. For this video we'll be continuing our retrospective review of the Imperium weekly magazine with issue number 10, and Imperium is all under the Warhammer 40,000 tabletop setting. So straight into issue number 10, finally into a solid 2-digit number. Back to a issue with the Necrons, and this will be pretty much more of a hobby-based issue. So issue 10 will actually continue the Necron warriors that was started in issue 9. So between 9 and 10 there'll be 30 miniatures. This is obviously part 2. And then in terms of a quick summary, what we have included: more Necron reinforcements, how to paint the new models, and a new playthrough. Going straight into the magazine itself, contents page. So there's a little bit of information around the Ultramarines, weapons and war gear names, and then pretty much going into the story side of things for the Necrons. Still some Space Marine story, and then the build side of things with the warriors and the Scarab swarms, and then the playthrough. Okay. So, Ultramarines, weapon and war gear names, which is pretty much how bits and pieces tend to be named, as determined by the roll of 2d6, or is it a d3 in this case? Yeah, d33 being 2d6 divided by 2. Interesting. So just various ways of generating names for weapons, both melee and ranged. Tools of war, so we've got the bolt weapons, melt weapons, flame weapons, plasma weapons, and then some other weapons such as auto weapons, las weapons, grav weapons, and volkite weapons, which these two are a little bit new to me, but they do sound very interesting. And then we have some grenades. Now obviously the magazine is starting to peel off from its bindings, which is understandable. Necron legions in terms of the story. What do we have here? So we've got immortals, death marks, tomb blades, and warriors. And going into how to paint using Rune Lord Brass. I can't remember if we've had a bottle of this. Maybe, possibly. As I said, can't remember. Bit of Corax White, which I know we have had in the past, so that's obviously to help start base some of the glow effect. Going back with some Abaddon Black, the Lead Belcher. It's pretty much using all the paints that we've accumulated thus far on how to paint them, and pretty much what they would look like based on those paints. So they're not completely finished, but definitely looking quite solid and less grey. And then in terms of the playthrough, we pretty much have Necron warriors versus assault intercessors. It appears to be pretty much the full Necron warriors, from what I can see. Flayers and Reapers versus 3 assault intercessors. Yeah, I can't imagine this went very well for the Marines. So some information about using the units, the data sheets, the rules reference, even more rules reference between the shooting, not shooting types, the weapon types, attack sequence, things like that. And then the Space Marines starting. And they pretty much went straight for charge, and I believe, are they equipped with pistols? I don't know if the heavy bolt pistols. So yes, they can actually do shooting, if I remember correctly. So that's Space Marine turn 1. So it looks like they've managed to get into close combat as well. Necrons then have the start of their turn 1, some falling back and then some moving and shooting to some form of effect. Surprisingly, some of the intercessors still survived that. And the match continues. I thought it was very one-sided, but that's me. Obviously just some information about the Imperium magazine, and then in terms of the back, So, coming soon, a preview of issue 11, which will have a Primaris Librarian and a medium dry brush, and then issue number 12 goes back to some paints in the way of Canoptic Alloy as a layer. We have Agrax Earthshade as a shade, which I hear does wonders, and then a base of Screamer Pink, which is going to be kind of interesting if I do my Emperor's Children. That's pretty much a summary of the upcoming issues. At issue 11, I'll start doing a bit of a running cost comparison of the subscription versus trying to pick up some of these models individually, just to actually illustrate some of the actual cost savings of the magazine subscription, as parts based as it is. So that was the actual look through of issue number 10. Now, as for the included hobby materials, so we have a number of bases included. So I think we have 3, 4, so 6 32 mils, I believe, and a 40. So these will be for the warriors. That would be for a Scarab Swarm. I believe issue 9 had 2 of the bases for the swarms, which is funny because on this particular sprue you can actually distinctly see 2 swarms of scarabs. Anyway, that's the top view of the sprue. And just a quick look at the underside, which actually isn't overly detailed. Majority of all the good parts is pretty much on this side. As for what's on the sprue, so I mentioned the 2 scarabs, even though this issue number 10 only had a single base. In terms of the warriors, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 warriors on this runner, and obviously the rest will be on the sprue that was included in issue number 9. But that is very cool. So definitely building up a very nice detachment of Necron warriors. Okay, let's see if issue number 10 can stay together just for a little bit longer. So that brings us to the end of the retrospective review of Imperium issue 10. Definitely some nice little tidbits of information in there. It will definitely be very fun to go back through all of these once I've got it in the binder, which will probably I might even actually look at that with issue 11. I think the binder came with that particular part of my subscription based on when I started. So yes, so issue number 11 will be obviously issue number 11. I'll look at the included binder through the subscription through Hachette directly, the Primaris Librarian, paintbrush, and obviously just a running total of by issue 11 based on the subscription and based on individually what was some of the costings looking at, and then I'll probably continue that every 4 issue increments thereafter. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this retrospective video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. This does help support the channel and I do appreciate it. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account, link in the description. Otherwise, same handle as the channel. With that being said, stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in a future video, whether it's more 40k or something else on the channel. See ya.